Hey everybody, happy Monday. Um, Wanted to dive into today's True Confessions of a Working Artist with sharing a little bit about kind of what I have going on a little bit personally. Whoops, wait a minute, hold on. Why is this here? Get rid of that. Sorry. Leftover from the other class the other night. So I wanted to just delve in super quick and talk and maybe ask anybody out there if they've encountered this kind of an issue. So we all love our vision. Of course, you love your eyes. We do what we can to make them pop out, whether it's makeup, whether it's, colored contacts, whether it's, fancy glasses or maybe some readers or whatever. We all, our eyes are the window to the soul, so they say. So they say. So one of the things that I've always had in my vision that has always just been there are floaters. I think everybody probably knows what floaters are. It looks like little strings that kind of like hover like behind the lens. You can see them and you know that they're not out here. You know that they're, inside your eyes. And I'll share with you that when I was a kid, and I've had floaters ever since I want to say even as far back as maybe the 4th or 5th grade. It's just, I was told that there are proteins in your eyes that kind of just, are floating around, little protein deposits and things like that. And it's really never anything to get worried about. I also learned that a lot of people never ever get them or have never encountered them before until they've gotten into their, past 50, which I am in that category. So there's floaters. And even in grammar school, and for those of you who know what I'm talking about, that know about floaters will know that they're, because they're like little stringy things, and they kind of are behind the gel of the eyeball. When you look, if you dart your eyes one way, you can kind of see them do this little thing, and if you look the other way, you can kind of see them kind of catching up and sort of floating and kind of floating. That's why they're called floaters. And when I was in grammar school, I would play with the floaters. I would do this thing called chasing floaters. So I would be in class, and imagine looking at somebody doing this. I'd be sitting there watching the teacher writing on the chalkboard or whatever, doing the daily lesson, and I would be doing this. Just so I can watch them. I just watching them floating. So there was a lot of teachers that used to ask my mother, what was wrong with me? What is wrong with Sonya? Well, nothing. I'm listening to you teach, but I'm playing with my floaters. So there was that. And I've had those as far back as I can remember. So on Easter of this year, on Easter morning, it was Sunday morning. I don't even know. I want to say it was April. God, I can't even remember the dates. Are we in September already? It's like the dates are just kind of, it was it's February, March, Palm Sunday. So Easter was on Sunday, April 4th. So Sunday, April 4th, I woke up, and there are times when I end up getting a migraine, which kind of impairs with my vision. That's when I know I have a migraine coming on, because it's usually that I ate something. And so I steer clear of, nitrates. What are there's there's nitrates, sulfates, ites, traits, and odium. So anything with sodium benzoate or monosodium glutamate or any of those foods that have that in it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I can smell it out of the food. I know when something has it. I can look at the food and know it has it. I can smell it. I can smell the chemical. And I know how to steer clear. I can taste something and at that instant know exactly that I need to spit it out because it's got a large amount of chemicals. And why does the FDA allow that in food? I have no idea. But anyway, I thought I thought, oh crap, what did I do? Did I eat something that had a nitrate or something in it that is sparking off a migraine? So, because I can usually look at my hand, and if I see half my hand, then I know that a full-on migraine's coming. So I have to sort of head it off at the pass by taking a handful or like 3 or 4 ibuprofens and chase it down with a cola. So yeah, so I have to deal with a migraine in that regard. However, this was different. It appeared that I had like this very weird gray and hazy thing floating. So when I would look this way, it would go the opposite way. When I would go look this way, it would go the opposite way. So I had this blobby, the only way I can describe it is if you had like a piece of tissue paper and you crumbled it up like gray tissue paper, and you had this sort of like in your vision floating around like this all the time. So needless to say, I was quite alarmed and I was really afraid. What is going on? I thought, oh shit, do I have a brain tumor? Do I have, is this a bad migraine that's going to come? What is this thing? I had cataract surgery about a year ago, and it was a success. Everything. I mean, I still have to wear readers, but boy, I can tell you, I can see far, and my long, my distance vision is really, really good. But this whole thing that happened with the vision thing was just really alarming. So I actually called my eye doctor, my ophthalmologist, and left a message. It was, if you have an emergency, call 911 or leave us a message. So I left a message and I stated that I'd woken up with this vision thing. I'm really worried about it. I'm not sure what to do. If there's any way that I can get an appointment first thing Monday morning, please schedule me in. It was quite frightening, and I usually don't get frightened or freaked out by things, but this had me kind of pretty wigged out. So about 20 minutes later, my doctor, not the exchange, not a office manager or anything like that, it was the actual doctor, called me and said, tell me what's going on. I told him what I just told. It sounds like it sounds like a vitreous detachment. And here I am on the computer looking at, what is that? And he goes, well, it's just when the gel of your eye has detached. And if I'm not reciting this in the proper medical term, don't dish on him. I'm going based on what I remember him telling me. It's the gel behind the eye that has detached. This happens to a lot of people after the age of 50. Typically, it just goes away over a few months, but let's get you in tomorrow. I'm going to leave a message with my staff, and come in as soon as you can in the morning. So I felt very relieved, but quite concerned still at the same time. So I did go the next day. They called me first thing. I went in, like I was there, I don't know, an hour and a half later, and had to have my eyes dilated, had to have all the bright lights go into my eyes so they can look behind the eye. And he said, yeah, I actually have it in both eyes, but this eye here is worse. So we are keeping an eye on it. Haha, no pun intended. We are keeping we're monitoring it. But just in the last month, so April, May, June, July, August. So here we are 4 months later, in September. And it seemed like it was kind of going away, but now it seems like it's much worse. And it's always there. I have to focusing on my extended vision of not trying to look closely and see it. I'm trying to focus on objects that are way out in my vision so that I can sort of see past it. And they say your brain will tune it out, and your brain will sort of, just kind of ignore it to a degree. But it's just, it's pain. It's a pain. I hate it. Yeah. So the good thing. So here's the good thing. In my art career, as an artist, as a visual artist, I put my feelings right on out there on canvas. When I feel distressed, when I feel sad, if I feel happy, if I feel accomplished, if I feel whatever emotions are out there, I feel that I can put that into my feelings on canvas. So, much like I've done throughout my whole art career, just with a variety of different topics, about, friends that have passed away, memorial pieces that I've created. When I stopped drinking coffee in 2009, that was a huge, that was like a celebration of art in its capacity. So I'm thinking of doing, to keep my mind off of things, and I have been working in a smaller format, but that's okay. A lot of people like big art, and that's great. I'm really only focusing on doing bigger canvases right now for commissions, because I don't have a showroom like I used to be able to showcase a lot of this art. So I am working on custom sizes, custom canvases, pieces for people, as well as having my, of course, art sale. But the pieces that I'm going to be creating are for me. I may sell prints from those, but it's going to just be my view of how I'm dealing with all of this. Maybe it's going to be a whole abstract series of how I'm combining images, bringing in the love of my cubistic style, or my love for cubism, into kind of how I'm, translating the visuals for you, because I know what goes on in here. I try to put it in its best format on canvas so that you can see kind of what goes on in my wacky brain. So, I guess I also want to know, how many people here have ever had this happen? No comments yet. That's okay. Has this happened to you? Am I saying anything that you've encountered yourself? How have you overcome it? What have you done to sort of, jump that hurdle? I do understand that if this doesn't go away, that there is a surgery that they can go in and kind of, I don't know if it's vacuum out or scrape out all the little floaters or whatever. I think that's, if it doesn't go away, that's a solution. I don't know if I don't think it's something that you can have eye drops for. So anyway, I would love to know what kind of, I'd like to know if anybody is encountered this. So Desi is just put in, I missed the first parts, what's happening to your eyes. So, hi Desi. I have something called Vitreous Detachment on both eyes, but it's more, it's concentrated in my left eye right now, and it just causes me to have like a cloudy, it's like a big floater, a big giant, like a wadded up piece of tissue paper kind of just floating around my eye. And if I'm looking straight, I see that there's a fog there. My doctor did assure me that this isn't a life-threatening health condition to my eye, but we definitely want to keep it monitored. I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to put this out there. I wondered, because I use a Sonic Care toothbrush, and I wondered, because the Sonic, I thought of two things. One is, I wonder if using the Sonic Care has dislodged this into making this detachment happen, or I wonder if I took the Sonic Care and put it kind of close to my face, if it would dissolve. Would it dissolve that little mass of gel detachment, or would it make it worse? I'm not going to self-medicate or anything like that. But I wonder, because when I use my Sonic Care toothbrush, it breaks up all the plaque and all the tartar and stuff, and you can tell when your mouth is super clean, and you can tell when you've brushed with a regular toothbrush, or when you've used a Sonic Care that kind of breaks everything up, and then you can tell right away, but just by feeling your teeth, that all of that tartar and plaque. That's why it's really important not only to brush once a day, but twice a day, and I use my sonic care. But I've noticed if I've been out of town and forgot the sonic care and I use a toothbrush, it's not the same. So I wonder if that sonic wave would break that up. Of course, if I mention that to my doctor, he's probably going to say, no, don't do that. That would be bad. Yeah, I won't do it. I just wonder. And I'm not advising for anybody to do that. I'm not a doctor. But I just wonder if that, I've thought about it. I think I don't sleep well, as many of you might know. So I do tend to think a lot. I'm a deep thinker. But anyway, I think that what helps me get through things is just maybe create a whole 2020 vision based on this experience, something that will help with just getting my mind off of it. Because I'll tell you, reading email on my computer, or even just reading email where I have to read and you're doing this and you're having to go back and forth, or even reading a book where you're having to dart your eyes back and forth, this floater's doing this. So when I'm looking this way, it's doing this. So this constant thing that is happening is, I don't want to say at this point it's debilitating, but it's annoying as all heck. So would love to know what you all think. Write your little comments in here. I'm going to be putting this is live streaming now on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, also subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you following me. I've done a few different. I'm trying to do this every Monday from at 11 a.m. So I have done 2 confessions based on my ADD. I've done it on what people have said to me while working in my gallery, celebrities who own my artwork. There's been a few topics. I'm having fun doing it. I did send out a recent mailer, and somebody had mentioned about you've changed a lot with your work. You're no longer doing what I had initially subscribed. Well,